Time now for today's top stories. Jury selection continues this morning on the hush money trial for former President Donald Trump. No jurors selected on Monday, the first day of the trial. The former president is accused of falsifying business records to prevent an adult film star from revealing their affair before the 2016 election.
A judge in New Mexico has sentenced the armorer on the movie Rust to 18 months in prison. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed was convicted of involuntary manslaughter last month in the deadly shooting of Helena Hutchins, the film cinematographer. Alec Baldwin was also charged with involuntary manslaughter and is set to stand trial in July.
2 people dead after a crash in northwest Kansas. It happened around 6 Monday night in Cheyenne County, north of Bird City. The Kansas Highway Patrol reports a pickup northbound on Highway 161 when it rolled into a ditch. Diana and Donald Witcher of Atwood were pronounced dead at an area hospital.